The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has captured global attention, but is Russia gaining the upper hand? The world has been watching the situation in Ukraine with bated breath. Throughout this video, we'll explore the roots of the conflict, the strategies employed by both sides, the international response, and the human cost of this ongoing strife. Stay with us as we delve deeper into this question. Is Russia winning the Ukraine war? To understand the current situation, it's essential to grasp the historical tensions and events leading up to the conflict. Let's take a step back and delve into the origins of this dispute. Our story begins in the early 90s, following the dissolution of the Soviet Union, when Ukraine declared independence. Yet the ties between Russia and Ukraine were not easily severed, and the relationship between the two nations remained complex. A significant turning point came in 2014 with the annexation of Crimea by Russia. This move was widely condemned by the international community and marked a new phase in the Russia-Ukraine relationship. Tensions escalated further with the onset of unrest in eastern Ukraine, where pro-Russian separatists sought independence. These regions, namely Donetsk and Luhansk, became hotbeds of conflict, a situation that persists to this day. It's important to note that these events are not isolated incidents, but rather part of a broader narrative of political, cultural, and historical tensions between Russia and Ukraine. These historical events set the stage for the current conflict. Recent maneuvers by Russian forces have raised questions about the trajectory of the conflict. The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has seen a surge in activity, with Russia seemingly stepping up its military actions. The conflict, which has been smoldering for years, has been marked by recent developments that have made headlines around the world. In the heart of Eastern Europe, the city of Avdiivka has become a focal point of the conflict. This region, once a bustling hub of industry and commerce, now finds itself under the control of Russian forces. The strategic location of Avdiivka, nestled within the disputed territory of eastern Ukraine, has made it a vital chess piece in this geopolitical standoff. But Avdiivka isn't the only region seeing a shift in power. Eastern Ukraine, a region rich in resources and industry, has also fallen under Russian control. This has allowed Russia to fortify their position, consolidating their hold over these key territories. Beyond territorial gains, there's been a noticeable uptick in Russia's military buildup. The world has watched as Russia has bolstered its arsenal, deploying advanced weaponry and increasing troop numbers. These actions have not only heightened tensions, but also signaled Russia's intent to maintain a strong presence in the region. These advancements have not been without their consequences. The human cost of these military actions is significant, as the people of Ukraine continue to live under the shadow of war. Yet, the political and strategic implications of these developments cannot be ignored. So, what does this all mean for the conflict? Well, these recent developments suggest that Russia is indeed strengthening its position. The acquisition of key territories, combined with a formidable military buildup, indicates a shift in the balance of power. Yet, as history has taught us, war is unpredictable. While these developments have certainly altered the landscape of the conflict, they don't necessarily guarantee a decisive victory for Russia. The situation remains fluid, and the ultimate outcome is still far from certain. These developments have left many wondering if Russia is gaining ground. As the conflict continues to unfold, the world watches, waits, and hopes for a peaceful resolution. Russia's military strategies and tactics play a crucial role in the Ukraine war. As we delve into the trenches of this conflict, we find a web of strategic maneuvers that have shaped the course of this war. Russia's military approach in Ukraine is multifaceted, combining both conventional and unconventional warfare. They have demonstrated a strong capacity for hybrid warfare, blending political conflict, cyber attacks, and traditional military operations. The Russian forces have also shown a particular knack for exploiting the element of surprise, using covert operations to gain a tactical advantage. This is well exemplified in their annexation of Crimea and the ongoing unrest in eastern Ukraine. In terms of resources, Russia's military might is formidable. With one of the world's largest standing armies, they significantly outnumber the Ukrainian forces. Their military arsenal also includes advanced weapons systems and a strong air defense capability. However, it's not just about numbers. The effective deployment of these resources, coupled with a well-structured strategy, is what truly tilts the scales. On the other hand, the Ukrainian military, while considerably smaller, has demonstrated resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity. They've managed to hold their ground, even in the face of daunting odds. In this high-stakes chessboard of war, the balance of power is not just determined by the number of pawns and knights, but also by the strategic moves that each player makes. The balance of military power is a key factor in this conflict. The conflict in Ukraine has broader implications for global geopolitics. The world has not been a silent observer to the unfolding drama. Nations far and wide have responded, expressing their concerns and taking concrete actions. Sanctions have been a key tool, with countries, individually and collectively, imposing economic and political penalties on Russia. These sanctions aim to pressure Russia into halting its aggressive actions and returning to the negotiating table. Diplomatic efforts have also been in full swing, with nations and international bodies striving to broker peace. The world leaders are tirelessly attempting to defuse the situation, advocating for a peaceful resolution that respects Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. These international actions, however, are not without their complexities and challenges. Balancing the need to deter aggression while avoiding escalation and protecting global stability is a delicate task. The world's response to this conflict could shape its outcome. The stakes are high, and the international community's decisions will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact. Behind the military maneuvers are real people enduring the consequences of war. The Ukraine conflict, like any war, has a profound humanitarian impact. This isn't about figures on a battlefield, but about mothers, fathers, and children whose lives have been turned upside down. The toll of the conflict is staggering. Thousands of civilians have lost their lives, and countless more have been displaced from their homes. Families have been torn apart, communities destroyed, and generations of Ukrainians will bear the scars of this conflict for years to come. The challenges faced by those in war-affected areas are monumental. Imagine living your life in the shadow of conflict, never knowing when or where the next strike will happen. Basic necessities like food, water, and medical care become luxuries, and every day is a fight for survival. The human cost of this conflict is immense. The impact extends far beyond the battlefield, touching every aspect of life for those caught in its wake. Experts weigh in on whether Russia's actions signify victory or prolonged conflict. As we delve into the perspectives of seasoned analysts, a myriad of viewpoints emerge. Some suggest Russia's control over key regions like Avdiivka and eastern Ukraine demonstrate a tactical advantage. Others argue that Russia's military buildup and advancements, while significant, do not necessarily denote an impending victory. A prevailing sentiment among experts is the unpredictability of war. Despite Russia's current upper hand, various factors could shift the tide. For instance, the resilience and determination of the Ukrainian forces, international sanctions on Russia, and diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis could all play decisive roles in the conflict's outcome. Several experts also point out that victory in war is not merely about territorial gains or military superiority. It's about achieving political objectives. If the aim was to destabilize Ukraine and assert dominance, some may argue that Russia is succeeding. On the other hand, if the goal was to fully annex Ukraine without international repercussions, the reality appears far from it. A number of analysts suggest potential resolutions ranging from diplomatic negotiations to a full-scale military showdown. However, the consensus is that there are no easy solutions. The complexity of the situation, intertwined with historical tensions, global geopolitics, and the human cost of war, makes any prediction of the outcome uncertain. The future of this conflict remains uncertain. Despite the current circumstances, it is crucial to remember that the final chapter of this narrative is yet to be written. We've explored numerous factors contributing to the current state of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, from the historical tensions that seeded the conflict to recent developments and Russia's military strategies. We have tried to paint a comprehensive picture of the situation. We've also looked into the international response and the grave humanitarian impact. Expert analyses and perspectives have shown us that the question, is Russia winning the Ukraine war, is far from simple. It is a deeply intricate puzzle with ever-changing pieces, influenced by various global and local factors. As we conclude, it's essential to remember that beyond the military maneuvers and geopolitical strategies, there are real people enduring the consequences of this conflict. As observers, our responsibility lies in staying informed, engaged, and empathetic. Keep following this story, and remember, the world is watching.